welcome your Aurora University Spartans.
Now before we meet today's starting lineups, we ask that everyone please rise as able. Kindly remove your hats and face the flag as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
It is Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference Tournament time. Today's contest is a quarterfinal matchup between the 7th-seeded Benedictine University Eagles and the 2nd-seeded Aurora University Spartans. Our broadcast today is presented in part by BSN Sports. Wear what the Spartans wear. Visit athletics.aurora.edu/getaugear. By Chick-fil-A in Oswego. Eat more chicken. By Kaufman GMC in Aurora, celebrating 75 years of service to Aurora communities across Chicagoland. By Elite Management Properties, offering extensive student housing options around the Aurora University campus. Raising Cane's in Oswego, One Love. And by Rush Orthopedics and Sports Medicine in Aurora and Yorkville, Fox Valley's premier orthopedic care specialists. Aurora 11-3-3 overall, 10-1-1 in the NAC to finish second with 31 points behind undefeated Edgewood. Benedictine 5-9-3, 4-6-2 for 14 points in the NAC. They were the 7th seed. These two teams played on Wednesday knowing they were going to play today. They had both locked in their seeds for the tournament. Aurora picked up a 2-1 win. We'll tell you about that in a little bit. First, let's meet our starting lineups. First for the visitors, Benedictine University. It's Spencer Pappas in his 5th year leading the Eagles. In goal for the Eagles is the sophomore from St. Charles, Jordan Rolone. He has a .742 save percentage. That's 5th in the NAC, a .228 goals against average, and 3 shutouts this season. In the back row, a junior from Aurora, Sam Camacho, a freshman from Bridgeview, Jacob Kashiak, and a senior out of Bonsall, California, Colin McKinney. In the midfield, Thomas Suchecki, the 4-year starter and a former all-conference selection, will be joined by Nick Smith, a sophomore from Oswego, freshman out of Chicago, Ari Hernandez, and the senior from Norridge, Illinois, and a 3-year starter, Alex Krozos. Up front, a senior from Homer Glen, David Molek, Carter Boberg, another senior, and they'll be joined by Camille Bach, a junior out of Hickory Hills. It's the lineup for BU today as they get set to take on the Aurora University Spartans. Ryan Lakin in year 11 in the NAC tournament once again. His shape looks like this. In goal, it's Alex Egliadelis. The senior out of Newport Richey, Florida, has a .113 goals against average. That's a top 5 mark in the NAC, and his 4 shutouts are second best in the league. In the back row, Max Crawford, a junior out of Mattawan, Michigan, will be joined on the outside by the freshman from Madison, Ray Fisher. In the middle, it's Julian Orozco, a junior from Hoffman Estates, Illinois, and David Peters, a senior from Addison. In the midfield, Walter Dela Paz, the sophomore from South Elgin, be joined by junior Omar Saldana out of Elgin, Luca Avendano, a junior out of St. Charles, and Carlos Vira, the junior from Aurora. And then up front, the top 2 of 3 leading scorers in the NAC. It's Josue Roman, who is leading the NAC with 40 points, and his 14 goals are second best. And Brandon Dolezal, whose 14 goals are second on the team and third best in the NAC. Josue out of Glendale Heights, Illinois, and Brandon from San Luis Obispo, California. That's how they line up. Aurora and Benedictine, the Spartans on the right of your screen, wearing white uniforms with blue numbers, blue shorts and white socks today. Benedictine in an all-black kit with white numbers. Benedictine on the back, and they have the eagle on the front of the uniform. Goalkeepers today for BU, it's a light blue with navy socks for Benedictine. And I have to say it's a little bit confusing because Aurora's goalkeeper's wearing red, so the goalkeepers are wearing the opposite color of the school they're facing. But you're looking for contrast, that's the point. So here we go. On a chilly first day of November here in the Fox Valley, it's 49 degrees here under cloudy skies, a light wind blowing out from behind the press box today. We'll see if that is a factor. It was a stiff wind in Lisle on Wednesday, and that was impactful in the contest. A 2-1 win for Aurora. Spartans got on the board immediately. Brandon Dolezal scored in the second minute. Eagles equalized, though, in the 7th minute. And then it was Isaac Jacobo off the bench scoring the winner in the 88th minute. Aurora outshot the Eagles 22-5. There's immediately some contact down in the corner. And a foul called. So Aurora will get a free kick here. Expect intensity, not only because it's a rivalry contest, but of course the first round of the playoffs. A lot happening today. Winners move on to play on Wednesday. Aurora, as the 2 seed, has assured home field advantage for the first 2 rounds of the tournament if they can win today. Benedictine would need a lot to happen to host a game. That would need to begin with Marion knocking off undefeated Edgewood today, and then Marion coming all the way from the final spot. In which case, Benedictine could potentially host the final. We're a minute in. Ball has been mostly around the infield, as around the midfield rather, as Aurora sizing up Benedictine here through the early going. So Roscoe playing it out wide to Crawford, who's up from his right back position. Benedictine will simply launch that down the sideline where Peters will gather it in front of his bench and leave it for Crawford to throw it in. 80 seconds into our contest. No score, Aurora and Benedictine. Spartans came into the conference tournament on a tear. They finished the regular season with 8 consecutive wins, unbeaten in their final 10, a stretch in which they never trailed, won 7 times by 3 or more goals, and had 6 shutouts. Were dominant over the final month of the season. In fact, Aurora only allowed 2 goals in the entire month of October. So hard to be a lot better than Aurora was. Crawford looking to find Roman running through the Benedictine back row, but the pass was off the mark and it rolls out for a goal kick. We are 2+ minutes into our NAC tournament quarterfinal. Keeping an eye on some other Spartan action today. Aurora football on the road at Wisconsin Lutheran just kicked off. AU women's volleyball at first place Edgewood. I shouldn't say at first place Edgewood, at co-first place Edgewood is. Actually at first place Edgewood. They are solo now after results earlier this week. Trying to make them co-first place. If they can get a win, they would both be at 1 loss, and Aurora would critically have a potential tiebreaker. They could avoid losing one more time. They are tied at a set apiece. The third just got underway in Madison. And then plenty of action coming up later today in hockey. The AU women's team is at Hamlin for a 3 o'clock puck drop, and Aurora will take on Dubuque. Or rather, they are at the Key City Classic, I should say. I believe they are taking on Stevens Point today. Big win for Aurora men's hockey yesterday, 4-1 against Augsburg in their season opener over there in Dubuque. 3.5 minutes in, no score. Aurora with the ball in the midfield. It's Crawford booting it back. Peters sends it back up the sideline. Crawford again looking for assistance and plays it all the way back onto the logo for Orozco. He'll roll it to the near side. Or Fisher is double teamed, looking for help, finds Dolezal. And now Avendano was trying to play it to Dolezal, who was posted up right on the Benedictine back row. It's stolen, but the Eagles trying to get upfield. Pass off the mark, and it's out for an Aurora throw. 4+ minutes in, no score. Aurora and Benedictine. There's Peters. Once again out wide. That was Crawford, and it finds its way over onto the logo for Saldana. Lobs it overhead, looks for Roman, and he booted it back for Dolezal, but the flag was up anyway. Dolezal wasn't able to connect with the finish, but even if he had, would not have mattered. As it's offside and a dangerous opportunity on a good ball through from Saldana, but Roman just a bit in ahead of the play. So the first hold your breath moment comes for Aurora. I can't really say it was a dangerous chance, though, because it wouldn't have counted. So Benedictine now trying to establish some possession. They largely haven't had it today. And they lose it again on the sideline. Here, 5.5 minutes in, it's mostly been Aurora controlling possession. And here's Orozco bringing it forward to Saldana, who gets deep into the midfield. Vira upended. Krozos got into him. Will offered a hand to help him up, but Vira wanted to tie his shoe, so Krozos will retreat. At midfield, Saldana on the sideline rolls it out wide. That's Fisher. Crosses it back to the middle of the field, but unable to connect with Dolezal. Benedictine trying to get the other way in transition. Gives it away to Avendano. Saldana looking for Fisher on the near side. Saldana was looking for Avendano. It was taken away. Delapas saved it, then rolled it through for Roman, who steps into the penalty area and just missed the far post. Looking for the finesse finish across his body and just unable to find the back post. Clever bit of finishing there, or at least attempting to finish by Roman as he got Rolone. With his momentum taking him left and then put the ball back behind his right arm. Unable to find the back of the net, and we stay scoreless. 7 minutes into our NAC quarterfinal. A goal kick headed by Roman all the way to the Benedictine sideline, and Camacho will simply watch that hop out and roll to the fence. He'll throw it back in. It's the Eagles looking to establish something, and they give it away on the throw. It's not been a real crisp start for the Eagles. The moments where they've had the ball, they haven't had it for very long. Peters playing catch with Orozco. 40 yards out from their own goal. Now over to the left back spot for Fisher, who doesn't like what he sees, and Orozco will bring it back toward the middle of the field. De La Paz out wide. Crawford waiting for that. Has to punch it away from a on-rushing Eagle, and now looks to put it in motion, but Krozos with the takeaway, and he'll roll it back to his keeper. We'll look for a reset. Suchecki. A left-footed drive down the sideline, was looking for Molek, but De La Paz got to that. Molek came back to win the ball, and then Avendano runs over Nick Smith, and a foul will give Benedictine a free kick from just beyond the football 40-yard line, or I guess more accurately just inside the football 40-yard line. We'll take it short, and here is Krozos. Attempted cross toward the penalty area. It was deflected and then looked like it was just flicked through off the head looking for Nick Smith, but he wasn't able to get to it. A little box out by De La Paz, and that moment of hesitation allowed Egliadelis to go out and get it. We stay scoreless, 9.5 minutes into the first half. Aurora, one of two teams to qualify for all 19 NAC tournaments, along with Dominican, who won the first 7 conference tournaments. Actually, I lied to you. They won their first 8 NAC tournaments. 7 times as the number 1 seed. What I thought was interesting was the Stars won as the number 1 seed in the NAC tournament the first 7 years, the last one coming in 2012. And that has happened only one other time since. That was Dominican in 2019 when they won as the number 1 seed. That started with the Stars winning as the 2 in 2013. So if you're of the opinion that history matters at all in these things, you might even say Aurora's the favorite for the NAC tournament because they don't have that number 1 next to their name. Aurora looking for its 2nd title. They won in 2022, memorably against these Benedictine Eagles, who reached the final as the number 5 seed. Aurora trying to threaten in the attacking third. Eagles defend that and get out on the counter, but Crawford racing back into the play wins the ball back for the Spartans. Great hustle by the Aurora right back, and now Aurora comes the other way on the counter. Dolezal not on the same page there with Roman, who had hit the brakes to avoid going offside and was booted to the sideline for a throw. In that 2022 final, there are 5 players still on the rosters here that appeared in that game. Dolezal and Nick Feet for Aurora, and then Krozos, McKinney, and Suchecki for Benedictine. Carter Boberg on the ball and streaking up the field. Orozco cuts him off. Boberg takes the shot. It's blocked. He finds Hernandez for a second effort. Shot was tailing toward the near post, and Egliadelis shuffles over to take it away for his first stop today. 12 minutes in, no score, as Egliadelis for the first time needing to make a stop for the Spartans. Benedictine, it's their 13th NAC tournament appearance. First time in it since that 2022 final. Did not qualify last 2 seasons. They are the 2016 NAC tournament champions, so like Aurora, looking for their 2nd trophy in this competition. And a turnover. Roman feeds Vira. He steps into the 18, crosses it back across the body. It's Dolezal who finishes, and Aurora is on the board. Vira took it down to just a couple of strides in front of the goal line. tossed it back out to the top of the 6. Dolezal able to stop it, turn and fire to give Aurora a 1-0 lead. So 1-0 Aurora. The goal in the 13th minute for Dolezal. Vira will have the assist. Aurora scoring first for the 13th time this season. They are undefeated. 11-0-1. They have not made a habit of letting leads get away. They're going for more here. Roman looking for the through ball from Fisher. It's defended and out for an Aurora throw. Saldana. Avendano with the flick off the side of the foot, booted up to Saldana, and he finds Fisher on the sideline. Fisher looking for help. Roman comes over to get it. Roman dealing with Kashiik. It is still there on the sideline, and Fisher's just tossed down. And the referee apparently thinks that Fisher was selling it. Christopher Kalafin gives Benedictine the ball. Heads back into the midfield where Crawford is on it. 15th minute, 1-0 Aurora. Dolezal with the goal. Crawford on the sideline. He works back toward the middle of the field and is dispossessed. Nice play by Bach in the midfield, and then Crawford with the slide tackle takes him down, and referee's chasing him, but it doesn't appear that a card is following. Just a word of caution from the referee this time. I think that's usually a pretty good indication that you're only getting away with one of those today. Booted to the midfield. Boberg was looking for it. It settles to Avendano, who just bodies Smith away. And then Vira breaking. Dolezal through, and he couldn't settle it down. It went off of his shin and through the goalposts for a field goal. Those are not the right uprights to put it through. Dolezal was jockeying for position just outside the 6. Not a lot of room to operate, and to his credit, Rolone took away much of an angle. Rolone has it about 25 yards from the goal line. Eagles really not able to sustain much of anything at this point. Aurora takes possession, and they're defending third. They volley it back out into the midfield. Crawford's on it again on the sideline, looking for help. Aurora will have it. No, they will not have it. Camacho won the ball for the Eagles. Throws it back in. This has really been the issue for Benedictine. Keeping possession, they lose it again. Shots are 3-1 Aurora. Benedictine wins possession off of the throw and then gives it right back. Another fast start for Aurora. I talked with head coach Ryan Lakin for the Spartans, and he really thought that Aurora's tendency to start quickly was a product of really a lot of things, how they warm up, players having freedom to make decisions. Oh, nice move by Boberg to get into space. Went back to his right. That's blocked by Fisher. Saldana takes possession. It's ahead for Vira, whose pass was tipped and taken away by the Eagles. Down the sideline for Boberg, trying to track it down before the goal line. The cross to the top of the 18 is headed away by Avendano. And Saldana is on it. Looking for Vira again, who stops, pitches it back to the middle of the field for Saldana, who lowered the shoulder a little bit there to get free of Hernandez. Hernandez is called for the foul. Elvira looking for Dolzal, taken away by Krozos. Dolzal then takes down McKinney, and the foul will give Benedictine the ball. We're in the 19th minute. 1-0 Aurora. Good news in Madison right now, where Aurora has a 22-15 lead at Edgewood in the third set, trying to take that third frame to go up 2-1. We'll keep an eye on that. A collision, Avendano goes down, but the ball stays alive, and it's out to Fisher on the near side. And Aurora's attacking third. Saldana on it, looking for Avendano, and the pass was off the mark. It comes to Hernandez, who regroups. Pass up the sideline was tipped and onto the foot of Bach, who runs into the middle of the field. Through ball for Boberg, had way too much on it. And it's out for a goal kick. And we'll see our first substitution of the day. It looks like Diego De Lira, the only Benedictine outfielder yesterday who played all, or not yesterday, Wednesday more accurately, who played all 90 minutes. So he's in. Looks like Suchecki has gone off for the Eagles. No substitutions for Aurora at the moment. Roscoe. Avendano. Now De La Paz. Crawford's out wide. Finds Roman. Right back to Crawford. Good touch for De La Paz. And then Roman wheels into position. He comes down the far side. His cross is deflected and ends up hopping away into the parking lot. And it's out for a corner. Roman sizes it up. First corner kick of the day. Crawford got to it and punched it wide. Nearing the midway point of the first half. 1-0 Aurora on Brandon Dolzal's 15th goal of the season. Ties the team lead. Meanwhile, other events going on, starting in Madison, where Edgewood has jumped out to a 3-0 start 19 minutes into the contest. Connor Gage, Christian Torres-Gale, and Anthony Campos with goals for the Eagles. The next other Eagles, I should say, for Edgewood in the first half in the 10th, 12th, and 15th minutes. So the Sabres in some quick trouble. Deep throw for Aurora. Crawford heaves it into the 18, and well defended by Kashiak. Avira will go out to get it. Other contest today is the 4-5 matchup, Dominican at MSOE. Out for a goal kick, or rather gobbled up by Rolone first. Ditaru Seni, the tally in the 11th minute, has given MSOE an early 1-0 advantage. Still to come tonight, the 3-6 matchup in De Pere. St. Norbert will host Illinois Tech under the lights. Aurora women's volleyball has gone up 2-1. Host Edgewood needing the win out to maintain the inside track for the #1 seed. In fact, they can just about put it away. They can come up with a win. Aurora scrambling to get this out of their own penalty area. Some anxious moments with David Molek very much around the ball. The Spartans able to gather. And out to Roman on the near sideline. He looks for space and sends it wide to Dolzal, who's on it. And now has to deal with Kashiak. Dolzal faces up, moves to his right. The shot, or rather actually was a cross with a late breaking Roman, who wasn't quite able to get there. Aurora again trying. A tip and McKinney sends it away. Spartans win the ball back. Roman's there. Saldana slices it through the back row, and it hops just into the 18, where Rolone took care of that with Dolzal charging on. Collision on the sideline. They played the advantage for a moment, and then Aurora won the ball, and Benedictine will have the free kick. 24.5 minutes in, 1-0 Aurora. They have a 3-2 shots advantage. But they've really carried the play to this point. McKinney. Boberg for the Eagles. Boberg moves to his left. Wasn't able to get away from Fisher. So it's back to the midfield. A drive into the penalty area was defended by Crawford. Eagles still on it. Molek sent it back to Krozos, but it's free for Aurora. Roman comes way down into the midfield to get it. Was looking for Crawford. He found him. Sent it back to Roman. A long ball here picked up by Vira. He'll shovel it through to Fisher. Steps to his right. Collides with Smith. Stops. Takes a left-footed shot. And Rolone, falling to his right, makes the stop and keeps it a 1-goal match. Quite an individual effort by the freshman. Coming up from left back into a dangerous spot. Not able to finish. Is out for an Aurora throw. A couple more Benedictine substitutions now. Xavier Avila and Jack Bruning checking in. Looks like Molek has come off. And Smith headed to the bench as well. Booted away to midfield. Krozos will win it back. There's Camacho, East Aurora High School alum. Lobs it forward onto the foot of Orozco for Aurora, and Saldana starts it again. He tries to lob it through to Roman, who slips behind. Delira shoots, and it's just wide. And out for a goal kick. It didn't catch anyone on the way through. What an effort by Roman, who would not be denied the lane to the ball. Once again, trying to shoot it across his body, as we saw very early on in the contest, and just couldn't find the back post. So it stays 1-0. closing in on the half-hour mark. We're in the 27th minute. Goal kick is out for a Benedictine throw. Vira and Crawford exited as Aurora has its first substitutions today. Nick Feet and Isaac Jacobo both in. Saldana's on it, was trying to funnel it through for Jacobo and couldn't get it. Avendano battling, wins the ball back. It's on the foot of Roman now on the far side. He lobs a through ball. Dolzal steps away. First shot tipped by Rolone. Second one spins away and out to the flat on the near side. Fisher back in. It's high in the air, right at the edge of the 18. Roman goes down. There's no call. Avendano's still on it. Out wide to Fisher. Saldana's back to it. Avendano back to him. And a miscue. It rolls out near midfield. And the Aurora fans wanted a penalty. Didn't get it. Now Dolzal. Just inside the 18. Shot blocked. It's pitched out where Boberg slipped and allowed Fisher to get on it. Avendano looking for Roman. It's cut off. Aurora wins the ball at midfield. Avendano's on it. And out wide for Feet. He tracks it down at the right back spot. He looks for help and has to play it to Peters, and he'll go all the way back to Egliadelis. Facing some pressure, and he shuttles it out wide. Quickly back to the midfield. Roman, long touch, he'll get it back. Dolzal looking for Jacobo, couldn't quite get there, and Rolone will eat it up in the penalty area. Shots now 6-2 Aurora. Roman, the flick, finds Dolzal. Back to Roman. He'll send it through to Dolzal into the 18. What a tackle by Diego Delira. Maybe saved a goal. Oh, my goodness. And a risky one at that in the 18. But he got all ball. And the Eagles with a great escape when it looked certain that they would be going down 2. One of the nation's top goal scorers bearing down on the cage. Now Fisher, he just runs past Krozos. Looks for help and is tripped up by Kashiak. There's no call. They play on. Referee decided that Fisher tripped over the ball. 31st minute, it's back to Rolone. He'll shoot it out wide, and Benedictine will dump it into the parking lot. For an Aurora throw. The pressure has been relentless for Aurora. Over the back of Dolzal, run on to by Delira. Bach gets to it, and De La Paz is called for the foul. Well, I think what you've seen so far through the first half hour plus, Aurora has been the more relentless team. They've also been the more physical team. They've just really pushed Benedictine around a little bit here in this first half. The Eagles haven't been able to sustain much pressure. And it's been a few situations like that, too, where they just haven't made some plays, and it's been impactful. And Krozos trips up De La Paz. They'll stop the clock here. Krozos arguing. Referee discussing. No card. Wanted to make sure that he got his point across. So just another verbal warning. That's not the first of those we've seen today. Aurora right back to it. Jacobo flips it over his own head. As Kashiak trying to volley that out to safety. And all Bach could do with that was tip it outside. A little bit of frustration showing on the faces of several Eagles right now. Just hasn't been anything there. Here's a turnover. Krozos takes the errant pass and wins it back for Benedictine. Bruning. Just to roll it back for Kashiak, the freshman. It's not often you see a freshman leading the team in minutes, but he's averaging 85 plus for Benedictine this season. He has been a rock in the Eagles' back row. We've certainly called his name a lot. Lobbed into the 18 where Egliadelis will settle it. He won't even pick it up. 12 and change left in the first half. Aurora looking to get forward again. Krozos collides with Roman. Eagles still have it, and it's out wide. Avila runs onto it. The Morden West alum. Low cross was tipped out of bounds and out for a goal kick. Up in Madison, women's volleyball, Edgewood out to a 12-7 lead in the fourth set as they try to take it to 5. Aurora looking for a rally. Try to knock off the league leaders. Now Krozos went ahead and got himself a yellow card after all. Referee Christopher Colofin had well enough of that. Well, Krozos does wear an armband, but you can only get away with so much. "34 minutes in, 1-0 Aurora. Still 3-0 Edgewood. They're at the 32-minute mark, leading Marion. And lastly, MSOE. Still up 1-0. 26 minutes in at home against Dominican. Eagles looking to reverse field and boot it right out of bounds. So it's an Aurora throw. And here's Orozco. Saw Kendall and Druin Jr. swap in for Camille Bach a moment ago for Benedictine. De La Paz. Peters. A drive into the penalty area and out for a goal kick. Final day of daylight saving time. You all remember that? We'll have our final post 5 o'clock sunset today for a little while. It's definitely a shock to the system the first time you're driving home from work in the dark. And it's 5 o'clock. You know, you get used to it when you're in my role and you're doing a lot of games that start at 7 o'clock. It's always dark when I go home. Not so much when you're leaving the office. Wednesday night's game would have been under the lights regardless. Here if Aurora is indeed playing on it. Orozco was trying to flip that over Benedictine's back row and golfed it right over to Rolone. And out of the reach of Frankie Jimenez, who has swapped into the game. So has Misael Terrazas. They replaced Dolzal and Avendano. Caden Mata also checked in as Roman has headed to the bench, and after his yellow card, Krozos has gone off for Manny Casillas, the sophomore from Romeoville. 1-0, 8.5 minutes left in the first half. Aurora in front on Dolezal's goal in the 13th minute. Jimenez trying to take the through ball. Delira calmly steers it out for an Aurora throw. Delira with a goal-saving tackle moments ago. Benedictine disrupts the throw, but it's on the foot of De La Paz. Tried to thread it through to Jimenez. Comes out to Fisher, gets a left-footed strike on it, and Rolone has to go to his left to make the stop and keep it 1-0. 7th Aurora shot. Rolone's second save. Here's another takeaway. Mata. And now Terrasas. Jimenez looking for help. He's out on the sideline. He leaves it. Jacobo trying to step through a couple of Eagles. And Mata able to knock the ball free, but it's out. Or a Benedictine throw, and that'll allow Aurora to make another change as Caden Radcliffe will come in for Fisher, the Aurora left back who has been active in the first half so far. The 39th minute. Boberg now through the midfield for Benedictine. Was looking for Hernandez, the through ball out of his reach, and Peters calmly steers it out for a BU throw. And Radcliffe will end up winning a throw for Aurora. Sammy McNamara just came in to replace McKinney and was put into a tough spot right away. A long lofted through ball taken away by Benedictine. And then they roll it right through the Aurora back line all the way to Agliadelis. Doesn't have a lot of trouble with that, and Aurora will start the attack again. I think if you're Benedictine at this point, things have really not gone that well. You can get to halftime down 1-0 and have a chance to discuss and regroup. I think that's a victory. Still in the match, and that's really the objective right now. Give yourselves a chance to get level. Don't get into too deep of a hole if you have to be in one at all. Turned over at midfield. Mata. Jacobo now. He looks for reinforcements. Out wide. Jimenez was offside. .40 minutes into the first half. 1-0 Aurora. At midfield, Eagles trying to win the ball, and they do. That was Casillas. Now to McNamara. Looking for Boberg, who was able to get away from Orozco, and he starts up the right side. The cross toward the spot. No one was home, and Agliadelis runs under it and puts it away. Looked like the closest player was Andrewen, the transfer out of Lewis. Came in just a few moments ago. Now Mata for Aurora on the sideline through the midfield. Out wide, Jimenez is upended. And evidently it's out off of Aurora for a Benedictine throw. Under 4 minutes left before the break. Andrewen. Now Avila battling for it. And Peters able to keep that from an oncoming Andrewen. Now Radcliffe for Aurora into the midfield. Mata and Collegiate collide. Collegiate went down awkwardly. Looks like he's okay. I think their thighs collided and doesn't always feel that great. Andrewen able to get ahead on the boot to center, and it's out for an Aurora throw. 3 minutes left before halftime. Shot 7-3. I think that cross was given as a shot. Camacho advancing through the midfield. Camacho. There's not a lot there in the midfield for Benedictine. They have to retreat all the way back to their goalkeeper, and Rolone sends it back out to the right side where McNamara's on it. He's in trouble, battling, and turns it over. Radcliffe gets to it. He steps around McNamara and then lost the ball, but a foul. We're looking to play the advantage, and Radcliffe wins the free kick for Aurora with 2 minutes left before halftime. There's Terrasas. Saldana tried to split a couple of Eagles. Boberg wins it and stays on it. He was able to keep Jacobo away. Andrewen looking for a Boberg who gets to it. Was taken off of his heel, and Radcliffe getting back into the play, takes it back for Aurora. 90 seconds to play in the first half. Terrasas looking for Jacobo, missed him. That'll skip and now roll down near the football goal line where Rolone is on it. Hernandez to it at midfield for Benedictine. 65 seconds to play before halftime.
1 minute.
Chance for maybe one more rush for Aurora if they can win the ball back, and they do. Benedictine player in some distress on the sideline after going down. Meanwhile, Radcliffe goes the other way. Tamata, 40 seconds left. He's down the left side, steps into the 18. Low cross, was looking for Jimenez just in front of the spot, and it's knocked away for a corner. 23 seconds left. Aurora needing the hurry. Radcliffe is over on the near side. He tees it up. There's 11 seconds left. Final action of the half. Radcliffe to the back post. It's defended, booted high into the air, and that is going to do it for our first 45 in the NAC tournament. Brandon Dolezal's goal in the 13th minute right now is the difference, as the Spartans lead Benedictine 1-0. Halftime totals are coming up. This is Aurora University men's soccer. Our broadcast of Aurora University men's soccer is presented in part by BSN Sports. Wear what the Spartans wear. Visit athletics.aurora.edu/getau gear. By Chick-fil-A in Oswego. Eat more chicken. By Kaufman GMC in Aurora, celebrating 75 years of service to Aurora and communities across Chicagoland. By Elite Management Properties, offering extensive student housing options around the Aurora University campus. By Raising Cane's in Oswego, One Love. And by Rush Orthopedics and Sports Medicine in Aurora and Yorkville, Fox Valley's premier orthopedic care specialists. Quarterfinals of the 2025 Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference men's soccer tournament. Aurora, the second seed, leading number 7 Benedictine 1-0. Here are the halftime totals. Shots 7-3 for Aurora in that first half, including a 3-2 advantage in shots on goal. 2 corners, both for the Spartans, and a couple of saves for each keeper. Jordan Rolone for Benedictine and Alex Egliadelis for AU. Fouls were 6-4, with Aurora the higher number. Only caution of the match so far was Alex Krozos being shown the yellow in the 35th minute. And the only goal so far is Brendan Dolzal, who found the back of the net in the 13th minute, his 15th of the year, off an assist from Carlos Vira. Possession was 59-41% in favor of Aurora in the first half. Spartans will start with it. They'll go left to right wearing white and blue. Benedictine right to left wearing black. As the second half begins, Benedictine trying to find a way to get level and save its season. Aurora with the advantage, trying to finish this off and move into the second round. Still MSOE 1-0 at halftime in the 4-5 matchup against Dominican. Ditaru Seni, his goal in the 11th so far is all of it. Shots are 7 apiece. And also at halftime, it's 4-0. Edgewood leading Marion, the undefeated conference champions. 3rd year in a row we've had an undefeated conference champ. Connor Gage, Christian Gale Torres, Anthony Campos, and Gavin Lewis all scored the first half for Edgewood, who outshot Marion 17-3 in the first 45 minutes. They're in the 5th set in Madison. Aurora women's volleyball had a couple of match points in the 4th set. Couldn't finish them off. Edgewood takes the 4th set 29-27. They lead 4-2 in the 5th right now. We'll keep an eye on that. The Aurora women's and men's cross-country teams in action today. The conference tournament there. Football is on the road at Wisconsin Lutheran. They are in the second quarter, and Aurora just took the lead with 3:50 left in the half. TJ Ramsey 16 yards to the house to give Aurora a 21-14 lead. Later today, AU women's hockey at Hamlin as they look for their first win of the season, and Aurora looks to make it a 2-0 start tonight as they're at the Key City Classic in Dubuque tonight at 7, looking to get off to a 2-0 start. AU women's soccer is the 7th seed in the NAC tournament. They'll take on number 2 MSOE tomorrow in Milwaukee at 1 o'clock. Crawford slicing into the 18, low cross, and that's booted the safety by Kashiak. Aurora still on it. Tarasis, the cross to Dolzal, who just missed. Trying to go across the net from his area and sprayed it wide. Aurora with a little bit of a different look to start. They have Crawford, Peters, De La Paz, Orozco, and Fisher in the back row. Tarasis is still in the game. Because I should mention De La Paz has well and truly moved into the back row for Aurora at this point from his midfield position. Also, see Avendano is back in. Roman, Vira, and Dolzal round out the lineup to start the second half for Aurora. Benedictine has Bruning still in the game. McNamara still out there. Kashiak and Hernandez also out there in the back row. Smith has re-entered. And you see Bach and Druin and Molek. And Krozos is out there with Camacho as well. So that's how they started off. Free kick coming, though, for Benedictine. 4 minutes into the second half, a golden opportunity for the Eagles to get level. Camacho observes. Ian Hernandez both step it off. Have to believe this is probably going to be Camacho taking it, and he does. It's a line drive. It was headed right out to Delira. One player I'd missed. And it looks like Terrasas a little slow to get up. Draws the foul. They have reached the switch in Madison. Edgewood leading Aurora 8-5 in the fifth in women's volleyball, as Edgewood tries to take a commanding 2-match lead in the standings. And I believe this is their 11th, and so it would actually give them a share of the NAC championship with the win. Aurora threatening, rather Benedictine threatening. Oh, goodness, what a shot. Camille Bach, who goes bar down to tie it. One all. In the 50th minute, Camille Bach has his 5th of the year.
Eagle goal scorer number 11, Camille Bach, assisted by number 14, Kendall and Druin.
Kendall and Druin will have the assist. You are going to struggle to find a nicer goal than that this season. And we have a brand new match here with 39:50 remaining. Officially in the 51st minute. Bach's 5th of the year. And what a goal it was. Aurora has done so much good work in this match. They have an 8-4 shots advantage. All it takes sometimes is one, and if Bach gets any more of that, it's flush off the bar, and it's still a 1-goal Aurora lead. He got the perfect amount. Aurora looking to go back in front. And here's Avendano. He's dispossessed, but his slide tackle wins the ball back to Peters. He'll spin it out wide. Fisher's on it to Roman, who is tripped up. I'll stop the clock, and there's a yellow card. So Nick Smith comes the second Eagle to be cautioned, joining Alex Krozos. So those are two players that will need to be careful.
Yellow card for Benedictine, number 8, Nick Smith. Yellow card for Smith.
So a golden opportunity for Aurora, about 6 yards out from the penalty area. De La Paz and Roman taking a look. Tough angle to go directly at the goal. We'll see how Aurora decides to play it. De La Paz and Roman both step it off. Roman will take it. It's a line drive into the box. It comes out to Vira, who hit it on the volley and launched it wide. So a goal kick out to midfield where Bruning is on it. He'll lob it forward, but Roscoe had the answer there. I have to say, since the goal, Benedictine with considerably more energy and initiative. They spent a healthy chunk of the first half not having the ball much, not really threatening, not really getting much of anything to go right until Camille Bach. A long cross went off of an Aurora player, so Peters had to run it down, and he spun it out wide for a throw. Peters still on it, comes out to Smith. He's looking for some help. Now Bach pitches it to the back post. He was looking for Andruin, and no one was home, and Aurora will simply clear it. Tumbles over the fence and toward the parking lot. This is really the first time we've seen Aurora face any kind of sustained amount of time in their own defending third. One apiece. The NAC tournament quarterfinals. Grozos throws it in. He gets it back from Andruin. The cross. No one's home. He was trying to curl that back into the 6 and spun it wide. Edgewood has defeated Aurora in women's volleyball. They take the 5th and final set 15-6. They win the 1st, 4th, and 5th sets to clinch a share of the NAC championship, and that should ensure that they will be the #1 seed in the NAC tournament unofficially. Now St. Norbert and Aurora both at 2 losses. And again, Aurora with a couple of match points there at one point. But it's Edgewood who comes away with it. Free kick for Aurora, 35 yards out. It's just De La Paz at this point. We just saw Rianne Dialatakos, the freshman from Glendale Heights, replace Andruin for Benedictine. No changes for Aurora at this point, although one is coming, as we see. Looks like Omar Saldana over at the substitute table. Here's De La Paz. He'll chip it in. It was flicked back into Rolone by Camacho, who nearly tallied an own goal. Rolone had to look ready out there. Meanwhile, Bach rolling the other way. His through ball's defended. And it comes out to Vira, who looks to start the counter. Dolezal's on it. Looks for help. His through ball was tipped away. And Kashiik shoots that through the Aurora line. And it'll go back to Egliadelis. In the 56th minute, 1-1. Aurora scored in the 13th. Brendan Dolezal and Camille Bach in the 51st. Here's Dolezal again. Plays it through, but not past Delira, who launched that, and there's a whistle. Aurora's going to have a free kick. That looked like a little bit of a tough call for Benedictine, I'm going to be quite honest. But it's a chance for Aurora as Vira out there with Crawford. Vira with the low cross, and I don't think that was what he was looking to do. That's easily defended by Benedictine and cleared to safety. Orozco gets to it. Right back forward for Roman. He'll put it on the foot of Dolzal. Roman wins it through, shoots! The stop made by Rolone. That should be out for a corner, and it is. We could see that was out from here. Josue Roman with a golden opportunity, and the sophomore netminder for Benedictine took it away. Now Roman with the corner. Under 33 minutes to play in regulation. On a one-apiece match. De La Paz, it missed him. It came to Fisher, trying the bicycle kick. Was Avendano. It's still bouncing around out there. And finally, Benedictine just puts the boot into it and gets it out to midfield. They'll stop the clock again. And it would appear that Spencer Pappas is not pleased, and he's been given the yellow card. Well, I'm not clear exactly what he was unhappy about. There was a lot of contact in that entire sequence. But he opted to speak his mind and was put into the book because of it. Still, for all that, Benedictine ended up with possession, and they spray it out wide for an Aurora throw. We are 58 minutes in. In the midfield, Dolzal trying to punch it for Roman through, and Roman's on the end of it. Out on the wing. Curls a pass back. The bicycle kick from Dolzal, and he missed it wide. What an effort by Dolzal, who was in a tough spot. He went to the bike, and he just missed. It's a very deep throw for Benedictine. The steal for Vira. Out to Roman. He'll play it wide. Fisher didn't get a clean touch. Benedictine calmly rolls it out to center. The pace of play has picked up considerably here in the second half. About as close to end-to-end action as you're going to find. Vira to his left in between the football hash marks. Gets it back from Roman, who was taken down. He'll send it wide. Here's Fisher, but well defended by Benedictine. Once again under pressure. Sprayed out for a throw. It's out to the near side. You can hear the fans. They are reacting. Fans are into it here, friends. Now for a Benedictine throw. We're at the 1 hour mark. If there's not a go-ahead goal, we'll go to overtime where it's golden goal. Well, here's Sam Camacho, and he's being given the yellow card for a delay of game here. It's the fourth yellow card that Benedictine's been assessed today. Manny Casillas came in. He threw it in. The referee apparently thought that there was too much time that had gone off there and someone needed to be cautioned. Aurora wins the throw here. Battle on the sideline, and Crawford throws it back in. Peters drives it to the edge of the 18. Off ahead, it comes to Vira for Aurora. Now across from deep. Dolezal the flick, and he put it off the football crossbar. Speaking of football, Aurora leading 28-14 at halftime. Liam Mickle out of the 36-yard touchdown run in final 65 seconds. So Aurora with a 2-score lead at Wisconsin Lutheran in football. Peters able to win a deep throw, and is that the linesman who made the play? How about that? It's a good touch by the linesman, who he might not get credit for anyone else, but I'll give it to him. Aurora on the attack. Here's Crawford. Out wide. Steps left. The cross. Dolezal gets ahead to it and scores! Brandon Dolezal has given Aurora the lead. The brace for the fifth-year senior has made it 2-1. Crawford with the assist and the calm finish on the cross to the back post. Excellent service from Crawford as his fourth assist of the campaign. Dolezal moves into the team lead with his 16th goal. None bigger than this one. Puts Aurora back in position to advance. How soon does Benedictine start pressing? They're in the final 28 minutes. Can't really afford not to hit the gas pedal. They have been better in the second half. Still been outshot rather considerably. Somehow shots are 4-1. Hasn't felt that way, has it? The one is the one from Camille Bach that ended up sitting in the back of the net. Benedictine gets a look. They get a second one. Malik is on it. He turns and shoots and just sent it wide. Egliadelis had a good read on it. But the shot spun wide, and Aurora stays in front. Crawford to Dolezal. Two of Aurora's three captains combining on the go-ahead goal. Aurora, the 1-0 lead at the halftime break, was leading for the 11th time. They had won all 10 when leading at halftime. And a good response after giving up the equalizer. Stayed with it, kept applying pressure, and are now 26 minutes away from moving on. Throw for Benedictine. It's in for Malek. Now Delira taking it wide. Or rather, that's Smith taking it wide. It's onto the foot of Bach. He's in trouble. Battling with De La Paz. He stayed on it, but his centering pass didn't connect. Still loose in the box, and Vira boots it away. Cut off. Crossed right back in and defended out wide for a throw. McKinney quickly in. There's another cross attempt. That's out for a Benedictine throw. 25 minutes remaining. Benedictine, I think, maybe going a touch too quick at times here. Looking for a quick answer, and Aurora hasn't really allowed it to get in. Spartan throw coming. Roman finds Vira. Now to Fisher on the sideline. Dolzal, the quick touch out wide, and Roman is there. He looks for room to operate. Goes to the touchline. Rolls it along the line for Fisher. And Saldana's there. To Vira again. Vira steps. Was looking for Dolzal, and he's taken down just outside the penalty area. Like, Saldana and Vira have been terrific, and Coach Lakin said that Saldana really pulls the strings on their play, and Vira is so forward-thinking, offensive-minded. He said they've been integral to their midfield play and attack, and you see them combine on that sequence. That ends with Vira winning the free kick from 4 yards outside of the penalty area, and Brandon Dolzal, who has 4 hat tricks in his career, will step it off looking for his 5th. And a chance to put Aurora in a commanding position. The ball is on the hash mark of the football 13-yard line. They're in the red zone. Saldana is also there. 23 minutes left. Aurora can put this one in a vise. Dolzal, the low drive, scores! It's a hat trick for Brandon Dolzal, and it's 3-1 Aurora. He goes to the low right corner and makes no mistake. He ties the league lead in goal scoring. He takes the league lead in points. Now in a tie with Roman. What a day for Brandon Dolzal. It's 3-1. "45th career goal. Now 111 points in his AU career. And right now the referees are in discussion over at the sub table. Ryan Lakin and Spencer Pappas are both over there. I don't know exactly what the discussion is, but from about 70 yards away, the Eagles head coach doesn't exactly look real thrilled. I would imagine Ryan Lakin is elated. Goals all in the 13th, 63rd, and 68th minutes. (3-1) Spartans, and now Benedictine will have to start taking some risks. We'll have a free kick from a reasonably threatening area coming up. The problem Benedictine's going to have now is becoming at risk to counterattacks as they try to find a way to salvage something. Well, season's over if they don't come up with one. Here's a low cross. It's blocked. They'll try again, falling away. Peters defends that. Isaac Jacobo gets to this. He had just replaced Avendano. The Eagles win the ball back, and it's lobbed behind the Aurora line. Molek, the senior, splits the defense, gets in tight. The shot off of Egliadelis. The Aurora senior makes the stop. Molek sprints to the corner, sets the ball down, and now Ari Hernandez gets there. +21 minutes to go, and they'll stop the clock just for a moment. I'm not sure if he was talking to Egliadelis or who exactly was being talked to. There might have been some contact with the goalkeeper is what I'm being told, so that was a warning to Benedictine. Now Hernandez steps it off. Here's the corner, and Benedictine player ends up sitting in the net, and it's a foul called on the Eagles. We are into the 70th minute. A 3-1 Aurora lead in what has been an entertaining contest today. Aurora with the 12-5 shots advantage. Throw down to Roman, was looking to spin a through ball in for Jacobo. Ball still there. Roman commits the foul. Benedictine will have it. I didn't hear the whistle. And I was able to deduce when a Benedictine player had his hand on the ball 6 inches outside of the penalty area that there was a whistle. Otherwise, a risky decision. Aurora still on it now. Fisher out wide. Jacobo trying to track that down and apparently just held it in. That ends up not being a great situation for Benedictine, and now they will say it was out, and Eagles will have a goal kick. Should cost Benedictine a few seconds. And they need every one of them right now. Rolone walks this out to the football 15-yard line, puts it in the air. Ball is passed Bach and out for an AU throw. Edgewood still leading 4-0. They have 15 minutes to play against Marion. And it's looking like they would play MSOE, who has extended its lead over Dominican to 3-0. 2 goals, 1 minute and 34 seconds apart, both by Nico Pisha, have given the Raiders a commanding position. Aurora, if they can hang on, will have to wait until about 9 o'clock tonight to find out who they would play, as St. Norbert hosts Illinois Tech at 7 o'clock. And that would be Aurora's opponent in the semifinals. It's a steal in the 18. Avila shoots. What a stop by Agliadelis. To his right, he makes the stop with the extended left hand. Avila in a threatening spot. Almost made this a one-goal match. Instead, it's a corner, and Avila's on it again. It's low and cut off. Comes to Peters right in front of the touchline. He rolls it out through to Caden Mata, and he'll look to start the counter. Benedictine trying to get back. Mata throws it into space, and Jacobo will run onto it. Now he sizes up McKinney. Steps to the middle of the field. Rolls it to Fisher, who lost it. It comes to Roman. Fisher stays with it. He shoots and spun it wide. I think he might have, in his ambition, taken a golden opportunity away from Josue Roman. Fisher had career goal number 1 in mind and just sent it wide. 73rd minute. 17 to play. Eagles with it at midfield, down 2. And sent out wide. There's Molek. He steps toward the middle of the field, and I don't know what that was. That goes well wide. I have to think that was a cross that did not connect at the right point. It's out for a goal kick all the same. Foul here on Aurora. Eagles having to go quickly. It's up the far side. Here's Krozos hitting the brakes. He faces up with Orozco. Has to send it up the line for Casillas. He'll reverse the play. Max Crawford was waiting for that. Roman gets to it. Mata. First attempt to get it deep was blocked. It comes out to the sideline for Aurora, and now Mata. Rather, Jacobo running into the play. He's dispossessed. Roman wins it back. Left-footed shot is right at Rolone. No trouble there for his 4th stop. But under 16 minutes to play. Benedictine running out of time. Crawford takes it away from Hernandez at midfield and lays it off for Saldana. Mata again, drops it off to Saldana. Roman comes down to get it in the midfield. Mata again. At this point, Aurora is not really incentivized to do much except play catch in the midfield. Mata is tripped, and a free kick coming. Now, nothing malicious there, but it is worth noting that Benedictine has 3 players currently with cautions. Only one of them at the moment is in the game, and that is Krozos. Camacho and Smith on the sidelines presently. Actually, Camacho is out there. He's in the wall. And the cross from Saldana, unable to connect. A line drive goal kick is swallowed up by Orozco. Avendano. He's taken down by Molek. Free kick for Aurora, and the Spartans can feel free to not show a great deal of urgency. 2-goal lead, 14 minutes left. Avendano down the sideline. Jacobo looking for Roman in the penalty area. Roman wins the ball. Rolone came out. He missed on the slide challenge. Benedictine clears. Crawford sends it right back in. That's defended. Molek trying to win the ball, and a foul on Aurora. The Eagles again going quickly. And Mata running back into the play with the steal. Avendano trying to drive it deep. It's blocked. Saldana tries again. This time he hits Roman in the chest, and Mata trying to start it up. He's bumped off the play by Hernandez and then taken down. And the clock's going to stop here, and Hernandez is the 5th Benedictine individual to be put into the book. Saldana has it stepped off. Clock is stopped here. 13 minutes left. And Aurora will play it out wide. Crawford looking for reinforcements. He shoots and just over the crossbar. Our Crawford. Deceptive. But a quick release. And he almost put this one away. Shots now 15-6 in favor of Aurora. 3-1 the score. Brandon Dolezal has all 3 Aurora goals. Casillas into the midfield. There's Hernandez. Taking a look. Aurora gets back into the play. It's sent wide. There's Avila. Looking to get it toward the top of the penalty area, and Aurora clears. Roman will boot that out to Jacobo, taken away by Delira, and it ends up in the seats. "12 minutes left. Now for the Eagles, you need to get 2. It has to start with 1. And it's a tough spot because you can't take all day. You can't have a buildup that takes forever. You have to be quick, but you can't be too quick, right? Seems to have been the challenge here for Benedictine. Roman is in the penalty area. He's dispossessed. It comes to Crozos. He looks for some help. Now Camacho. Stolen at midfield. Saldana went behind the back looking for Avendano, and Crozos takes it back. And Avila was trying to take that in rhythm and mistimed it, ended up deflecting it out of bounds. It's ahead for Mata on the throw for Aurora. Crozos, good tackle, wins the ball from him. And here's Hernandez. He'll send it wide. Molek is on it. Crosses it back. He was looking for Bach. They didn't connect cleanly. Feet just into the game for Crawford, has the ball, and he is taken down on the slide tackle by Hernandez. That very easily could have been a yellow card, which would have sent Hernandez to the locker room as he was already on a yellow card. In the 80th minute, Roman is trying to send it wide to Mata. Nothing there, and played out to the midfield. Tie in the air here, Hernandez heads it back for Camacho. Mata takes down Crozos, and it's a free kick for Benedictine. Final 10 minutes, 3-1 Aurora. Molek sends it wide. Low cross, looking for McKinney. That's deflected. And Peters boots it for Mata. Saldana, long touch. Not able to keep it in play. Substitutions now both ways. They will stop the clock for those at this stage. And a cross ends up in the arms of Egliadelis. Line drive, goal kick to midfield. Onto it is Bruning. He was trying to find Bach running through, unable to connect. And back to the Spartans. And Fisher. Laying it off and slipped, but Aurora stays with possession. It's down deep for feet. It's out for a throw. It's not out for a throw. It was held in. It was a nice play. Now out for a throw off Camacho. 8.5 minutes left. And a corner. And Jacobo just calmly walking over to take the goal kick with 8 minutes left. Aurora can put this away. The cross doesn't connect. It comes out on the other side. Or Saldana. Give and go with Fisher. Another cross toward the 6 is defended. And Bach will volley this forward for Molek, who deals with De La Paz. Jumps into De La Paz. De La Paz won the ball, but committed a foul. I got to be honest, I thought Molek maybe got away with one previously. Benedictine will take the good break. Molek is still on it. The cross, he was looking for McKinney. He didn't connect, and it's out for an AU throw. 7 minutes left. Semifinals would be right here on Tuesday if Aurora can hang on. A 2-goal lead. It's looking better and better by the second. But as we saw in Milwaukee, 2 goals in about a minute 40, the difference. Rolone drives it forward. Only Orozco is there. One of 2 players, make it 3, along with Walter De La Paz and David Peters, to have played the full 83, almost 84 minutes for Aurora, besides, of course, their netminder Alex Egliadelis. Only 1 player, Jacob Kashiak, has done the same for BU at this point. Foul and Benedictine, and Aurora just try to move it around and run some more time off. 2 minutes left in Madison. Edgewood leading Marion 4-0. So Edgewood will be moving on, and they would have home field advantage throughout the tournament as long as they can stay in it. Looking like they will play MSOE. It's a 3-0 Raiders lead over Dominican with 22 minutes to play there. And it looks like, though, Aurora will be the next team through. They can hang on to this 2-goal lead for another 5 minutes. Fisher is taken down. The clock stops. There's a yellow card to Manny Casillas. I think Aurora in this spot would probably prefer if the clock continued to run. Well, Brandon Dolezal no longer in the game. He was subbed off, and so it's De La Paz and Saldana taking a look from 25 yards out. De La Paz, the drive, and missed. Too high. That would have eliminated any lingering doubt. As it is, Benedictine needing a lot to happen. And less than 300 seconds with which to do it. All hopping around through the middle third. Feet gets to it. Jacobo. Now Feet again in the midfield. And down the sideline, run on to by Camacho. Now has to find a way back. And he's fouled. It is a final. Edgewood over Marion 4-0. So Edgewood the first team through into the NAC Final Four. We'll see who will join them.
Previous yellow card on Benedictine, number 16, Manny Casilla.
Spartans still on the ball in their defending third right now. Back to the middle of the field for Terrasis. And stopped down by Crozos. Long distance shot. Sails it. Well, why not? Crozos certainly has the range to score from there. And running out of time. Benedictine reloading again. Cross to Bach. He's in the middle of three Spartans and is called for the foul. Stop the clock, and there's another yellow card. That's David Molek. That is 7 yellow cards on Benedictine. Final 2:35. There's another foul. As De La Paz is tripped up. Back to Agliadelis. Oh, he turns it over, but a very long touch by Casillas. It comes back to Agliadelis. Casillas collides with Agliadelis. Now the referee will walk down. Agliadelis throws it out wide. I think the referee lets that go, and some frustration out there for sure. It's also a rivalry game, so make no mistake. Aurora enjoying these final few minutes. They get forward. One more opportunity. Here's a shot from from Jimenez. That's no trouble for Rolone. He sends it deep here with 90 seconds left. It's onto the foot of Carter Boberg. And out wide once more. Casillas with the cross, looking for Bach. De La Paz got there. Following on the volley. Molek, and the stop made by Agliadelis, his fourth today. We are into the 90th minute. 1 minute to play. Aurora with a 3-1 lead. Shots are 16-7 for Aurora today. They had 4 of today's 6 corners. Brandon Dolezal goals in the 13th minute, which was the opener, and then after Camille Bach tied it with a sensational long-distance shot in the 51st minute, Dolezal connected again in the 63rd and 68th minutes. Alex Egliadelis made 4 stops. Jordan Rolone has made 5 to this point. 20 seconds left. Casillas to Molek. He plays it through. No one's there. It's out for a goal kick, and that will be today's final action. Brandon Dolezal with a hat trick. Aurora defeats Benedictine 3-1. They will advance to the NAC tournament semifinals right here on Tuesday night. At 7 o'clock, they'll play the winner of tonight's contest between St. Norbert and Illinois Tech. That will be at 7 o'clock. Aurora moves to 12-3-3 on the season. Benedictine's season comes to an end at 5-9. Make that 5-10-3. And a spirited match that was tied in the second half at one point, but Aurora pulls away, and their season continues. 3-1 the final. Big thanks to the AU Athletic Communications and Facilities teams. Xavier Zuckley on the camera. Technical directors Isaac Perez and Aiden Culpepper. And all of you at home watching. We hope you'll come back on Tuesday night. Aurora versus opponent TBD. The NAC tournament semifinals. We will see you here from Spartan Stadium then. My name is Sean Fry. This has been Aurora University Men's Soccer. Have a great rest of your Saturday.